Wake up in the morning, get my grind on. Hop in the shower, brush my teeth and get my shine on. Hey, Scholar Mac, we taking trips to different time zones. I feel like E.T. way these bitches trying to follow home. Wake up in the morning, get my grind on. Hop in the shower, brush my teeth and get my...
Thank you, everybody, for joining the Living on Purpose podcast. We're your hosts, James Hagler and Jason Wilson. Today, we have a special guest, Robert Duran Jr. Man, welcome to our show.
Thank you, man.
Right, son of a legend, baby.
Yes.
One of the dopest welterweights ever, boy. Black and white, according to black and white days, man. Kicking ass.
You already know.
So, man, what are you up to now?
You know, I've been building my career up, step by step. I've been fighting, staying busy. Other than that, that's what I've been up to, man. I'm trying to get up there.
I hear you.
No doubt. Yeah, I've been following you ever since I found you on social media, man, and I'm watching you on ESPN and all that, man. You know what I'm saying? I think it's dope, man, at what you're doing, especially with everybody. So my question to you is like, what do you think about all these legendary sons and grandkids is fighting now, man?
To each their own, man. I respect it. I respect that they getting in the ring, they lacing up the gloves, trying to, continue their father's legacy or build their own. I respect it, man. People should see it that way. Like, hey, either they have to or they don't have to. They still doing it, because they want to keep it alive, and that's something that's got to be respected. That's just how I see it.
No doubt. And you know what? I'm getting tired of a lot of people saying that, oh, it skips a generation. I've heard this during my life. Even when I started boxing amateur, they was always saying, just because your father's a legend, that don't mean you're going to become one. That don't mean you're going to become a champ.
Right.
Kids don't really succeed anymore.
Yeah.
I hated that shit when I heard that shit. I was like, how you know, and how can you predict what the fuck? Excuse my language, but
that's
that pisses me off, man, because that destroys you in a way. If you listen to that, that'll take your dream right from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I have to give applause to the old school legend, man, Floyd Patterson. His son fought, and his son became, champion and everything. He's like one of the first out of everybody. He's one of the first that succeeded and became a champion as well. Right. I don't know about a legend, but he was a champion and he did good at it. So I really commend him, and then everybody else that's coming after. So I'm in all y'all corners, and I want y'all to show the world that, hey, you think our fathers was something else. Y'all ain't seen none yet. You know what I'm saying?
Real. I respect that too. But it's like you said, man, it gets upsetting sometimes,
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, these is people, these is critics that don't even fight, the majority of them that be talking. They don't fight. They never fought. They never been in a street fight. They never been in the gym doing none of this we doing. So whether our skills is good or not, it's not on them, it's on us. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and then our skill depends on how much work we put in. The type amount of work we put it in the gym is what we gonna show when we fight. We just gotta work hard.
That's right. And that's what I tell my son. I tell my son the same thing. I said, when he said he wanted to fight, I didn't even know he was fighting. My father knew first, and then my grandmother knew. Then I found out. And I said, well, if you're gonna do this, this is how this has to go. You gotta go to the gym and to the ring. So every time you step in the ring, you gotta show progress. If you can do that, then everything could be heavenly glory.
Correct.
You have to do that, So he's getting it through his thick skull now, that what he's got to do. So I'm kind of just sitting back waiting and just watching, and hopefully that he does what he got to do.
Yeah, most definitely, man. At the end of the day, we just got to work. We're never gonna reach what our fathers accomplished in boxing, because they got 50-some, 100-some fights. They've been fighting for decades. We ain't gonna reach those type of heights, but if we keep pushing forward, we stay determined, we work on our craft, we can make something happen.
Right, you can get there, no question. You can get there.
You know what I'm saying? We get there regardless. It's just people need to stop talking, crazy, because they really don't know what we got to go through behind the scenes. I get that behind. I get the shit, the short end of the stick sometimes. People just be talking crazy.
Oh, I know. I had to tell him on social media. I say, hey, be nice. You know what I'm saying? I tell him, you can't say, hey, if you don't got nothing nice to say, just don't say it. Because I'll get on there and beef it out with you on social media.
Yeah, that's something I had to learn how to not do. I didn't want to be there, fighting with dudes on social media back and forth, because that's something I don't do. That's something I don't like. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yep, that's right. Yeah, you're not supposed to. You can't get caught up in that, because you got to do your fighting in the ring. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And then it's funny, because some of the people, they come on, that some of the fans, they're like, James, don't say nothing, just leave it alone. It's this and that. And then I had to rephrase myself and put it. I had to diss them in a polite way.
Right. Exactly. People expect too much. Like, oh, what the sons or the grandsons or what the nephews or whatever. They expect too much. Oh. They look at it as, oh, if he's fighting, well, he's got to be exactly like his father. He's got to do exactly as his father. No, it doesn't work like that. My father was my father. I'm me. We're gonna do shit how we want to do it. How we do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
right. At the end of the day, as long as we continue to lane, we pave our own paths, we create our own road, and then we do it how we want to do it.
That's right.
But they will never understand that. They don't want to see it like that.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's how much they miss the other guys. So much they miss the old guys. They miss the old guys.
Exactly.
So they want to see it from you guys. And you guys got have a lot of pressure on you, And like I told my son, I said, just don't listen to it. Just do you and be the best that you can be. And whatever the outcome is, just embrace it and be humble about it,
Most definitely. I agree 100%, man, because that's how I look at it. At the end of the day, I'm paving my own way. I'm creating my own name. I got my own skill, my own style. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to copy my pops in no way or form. Everything I do is me. I grow from myself. I elevate for myself. Has nothing to do with my pops. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't like that. And then I just be like, well, that's not my problem.
That's right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna box because I want to box. And if people don't like that, well, then don't watch me fight. But at the end of the day, they want to see me fight because they want to see me lose.
Oh, I know. Yep, I know.
Oh, Robert,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, man. Well, how did your father feel about you fighting?
Because the thing is, me and my pops, I didn't grow up with my father. You know what I mean? Like growing up, I seen him here and there. I grew up with my mom's side of the family, but we just started really rekindling. We started touching base a little bit, but my pop, he's happy. He's like, as long as that I do it to the full potential, as long as I do it 100%, he's good with it.
That's cool. So he's supportive of it. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's supportive of it. He was just a type of person that he didn't want none of his kids to be fighting because he knew what it was,
Yeah.
All the training, the weight cut, going through this, the managing, the contracts, everything. He just didn't want none of us to deal with none of that. But, at the end of the day, what can he do?
Right. That's right. Man, I know our viewers want to hear this. Now, the movie Hands of Stone. Do you think that was an accurate depiction of your father in the movie?
No. That was inaccurate. There was a lot of stuff in there, that was not true. They painted a picture that was not real. But it's all Hollywood stuff. It's all movie shit. They try to hype it up. They try to hype it up to the best, and then it just creates a problem.
Right. Okay, so what parts in the movie were not an accurate depiction?
Damn, I gotta sit back and think about it. Like with my stepmother being in the casinos and that wasn't real. Him, my dad, mad because he was beating up the cars with the bats because they forced him into the contract.
Right.
Yeah. That wasn't real.
Yeah, how they painted it he was upset that they forced him into the fight, but it didn't come out like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta sit there and watch it because there's a lot of stuff in there that really wasn't how it was in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, right. And what about the whole beef between him and Sugar Ray Leonard?
No, that was real.
Yeah, I know
That was they made
Hey.
sure they got that straight. You know what I
no
mean?
doubt, yeah. But your dad wasn't, your dad, that's what I liked about your dad. Because he was similar to my dad. He ain't no fucking playing games. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we coming in there. I'm coming to kick ass. I'm not dancing. I'm not doing none of that. Hey, let's fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what I liked about him, man. And when I watched all those old films of your dad, I said, whoo, boy. I mean, they try to say, well, who could beat Roberto Duran from nowadays to him back in the day. They put up Chavez. I was like, hell nah. I said, not black and white days. I said, you don't want to see him in the black and white days. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Listen, man,
Yeah.
Chavez is another fighter that I love too. But
I like him too.
If he was to fight my pops back in the day and both of their primes,
Yeah.
everybody know who's gonna win that.
Right. So, and then they put Pacquiao up against him. I was like, hell nah. I was like, Duran was just too mean, dog. He wasn't playing the radio.
When my pops at lightweight, when he stayed in shape, right? At lightweight, there was nobody gonna take him out.
Oh, I know.
Nobody was gonna touch him at lightweight at his best.
Yeah. You're right. You're right about that.
He could have fought 10 times that one night and beat everybody.
That's true.
You know what I mean? That's just how it was.
No doubt. So was you there, Mo? Did you go to most of the fights, or? Because
I went to one fight. I just can't remember who he fought. I was young, but I went to one. Yeah, he was like past his prime. He's like old already.
Oh, okay.
How old were you when you went to that fight?
I had to be at least like 6 or 7.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
7, a long time ago.
Yeah.
No doubt. So when's your next fight?
I'm looking in January.
Everybody's fighting in January, huh? You got Holyfield fighting in January. My son fighting in January. You got Nico, he's fighting in December. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just watching how all you guys are moving, man. All you guys are moving. It's gonna be nice, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be wonderful. You know, I'm doing what I need to do, man. Everything I'm doing is one step at a time. You know, I'm building my career on my own.
No doubt.
You know, at the same time, I'm working on getting my own promotional company to establish.
Right.
You know, in the middle of the year. So I got a lot of things looking forward for me, you know.
That's right, because you are your own company. That's why I told my son the same thing. You are your own company. So, you know, get that stuff together, because when you get your money, you could run, you run your money through your company, and then it don't take that much taxes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you have your company, so that's how I see my dad do it. You know, he had his company, and we were supposed to do that fight with Sugar Ray Leonard Jr. versus Marvin Hagler Jr. It was a celebrity boxing thing, and that was one thing that all three of us had to have. We had to have your own company, because if we didn't, the taxes would have ate us up if that would have happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's most definitely.
Right, so definitely to get that in the works, man.
Bro, one thing about your father, bro, it was crazy. Like your pops fought back to back to back. He had like damn near almost 40 fights before they even shine the light on him for him to go for titles. And I'm like, nah, they can't keep doing this to him.
Yeah, man.
The ring, he's knocking everybody out, and like ain't nobody noticing this. Like nobody's watching him.
Yeah, they did. What happened was Gil Clancy. You know who Gil Clancy is, right?
Right. Yeah.
You see, back in the day, Gil Clancy had a lot of the champions. They didn't want to fight my dad because he was good. He was black. He was a southpaw. So
exactly.
And then it got to the point where he was getting frustrated. So he had to go to the politics. He had to go to the politicians. Went to Ted Kennedy and Tip O'Neill in Massachusetts, and went to them, and he told them about what was going on. So they called up Gil Clancy and the guys. They said, hey, if you don't give him a title shot, we're going to open up a full investigation on you. So that's how he got his first title shot with Vito and the Firm. And then when he got that title shot, he beat the dude 15 rounds. and they call it a draw.
Oh
So
man.
they was always trying to shit on him, man. So when he fought Sugar Ray Leonard, I was very upset because I thought about that fight. I said, look here, man. I mean, Leonard, all he did was ran and fought like he was in the amateurs. You can't take the man's belt like that. You know what I'm saying? So all the shit that you did to Marvelous, you mean to tell me you can't give him that fight? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you want to sit on him, that's why he walked away and said, fuck you. Excuse my language, but
I mean, but that's just what it is, though.
Right.
yeah, that's why he said that. That's exactly why he did that, man. He was like, I'm done with this, man. Y'all, anytime I try to do something to show and prove that I'm great, y'all trying to take it away for what reason?
Yeah, exactly, man. Your father was the definition of war. When he wore that hat, red hat, that's exactly what he meant. Like, nobody wanted none of that.
I know.
At the end of the day, your pop said, he's like, a champion stays in shape all year round.
That's right.
And your dad meant that.
Yeah, because he never was out of shape. Never was.
Never. You know, I watch your dad sparring, training, fights. I watch that religiously because I fight as a southpaw.
Right.
So every bit I can to learn, I just watch it pops. And I'm like, he deserved more from boxing than what he got.
That's what I agree too. That's why I was kind of bothered by that Ray Leonard decision. And what it was at the end of the day, it was politics. Who's going to be the man of the 80s? That's why Ray had to come back. Ray came back because he wasn't going to get that if you didn't come back.
Right.
So he had to have that fight with my dad. And my dad really didn't even want the fight. Because I asked him, I said, well, why didn't you make it a non-title fight? Why didn't you make it a short ring? You know, why didn't you go to all these rounds? Why didn't you go 15 rounds? He was like, nah, if I would have did that, I wouldn't have got no money. My thing is to get more money than Ray. I said, well, he don't deserve a title shot. Exactly. He said, yeah, but at the end of the day, I don't care. As long as the fight happened and I got an opportunity to be in there with them. I was in there with all the best. And that's all that counts. It's for the fans. And that's why I said, oh, okay, all right, I get that. You know, that's why I'm talking about all these other fighters now that are not trying to fight each other. You know, Crawford and Spence, that should be happening. You know, because what if Hagler Duran didn't fight? What if Leonard Duran didn't fight? What if Hearns and Duran didn't fight? You know, you jipping the people if you don't make, you know what I'm saying? So these guys got to fight. That's what I like about the older guys, because everybody fought everybody. Like a perfect example is Evander Holyfield. That boy fought everybody.
The four, everybody back that era of fighting was it's nothing compared to nowadays, man.
No.
Yeah, no.
Them dudes is gym monsters, and all they know is just train, fight. I'll fight whoever, whenever. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And then the fighters now, they, not to talk shit about them, but at the end of the day, you got a lot of them that, they social media fighters.
Yeah. I'm glad, you're the only one. You're the only one out of everybody I didn't talk to in the boxing game that said that. Because I say it all the time, because they want all this money, right? But you ain't beefing up your followers. Then you mad at the YouTube dude because he got 20 million followers and he getting $30 million a fight. And you can't even get that. And you world-class champion. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, you gotta beef that up. If you're gonna do that, that means you gotta promote outside of social media, like they used to do back in the day. You don't see nobody on no commercials. You don't see nobody doing no TV shows. You don't see nobody nowhere. Only time you see them is when they're gonna fight. And that might be 2 years from now or a year from now. You'd be like, oh, he's still champion? Oh, you know what I mean? When back in our dad's day, they were fighting every two fights a year. At least.
A lot of dudes nowadays, it's like they got it simple, man. Like they pick and choose who they want to fight. They do most of their training on social media than in the gym where they supposed to be. You gotta be working quietly, man, diligently.
Yeah.
A lot of people not doing that. They rather be showing off. They can do 20 rounds of mid work. They can jump rope for 30 minutes. I'm like, no, that's not.
I know. That's right. I agree. You
ever
did any amateur fighting?
Huh?
You ever do any amateur fighting?
I did 5, but that wasn't for me though.
No doubt. That my son was the same way. My dad was telling him. We said, look, try to make it to the nationals or Olympics. If you don't do that, then turn pro. But he was having trouble in the amateurs, so he just decided, you know what, like you said, it just wasn't for him, so he just turned pro.
Yeah, I mean, I went in there, got my 5 real quick, and I jumped straight tournaments, all local tournaments. I got my little punk ass belts and medals that I don't need.
Right.
At the end of the day, that ain't gonna get me through life. You know what I mean?
I know that's right. I know that's right.
That ain't gonna pay for none of that. They can have all that. So I did what I needed to do, and I went straight to the pro ranks, bro.
Right. So you live here now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where you from? You was you born here or you born in
I was born in Miami, so I was raised in 2 places. I was raised in Miami my younger half of the year, and then I moved up to New York and did the rest of my life up there, and then I came back to follow boxing.
No doubt. So
Okay.
who you signed to?
I'm not signed to nobody. I'm a free agent right now.
Yo, we got this. I'm gonna send you some info on this organization called the ABA. It's an American belt. We're trying to get one for Holyfield, and we would like for you to represent as American champion, man. They're giving out. You can get life insurance with them, and we got a whole program that we're putting together, man, for fighters. So the life insurance that we have is like you put a couple of dollars in, and by the time you retire or the time you get 60, you check out what you got, and you might get it to the point where you got 50,000. You can get 50,000 from the life insurance for the rest of your life, man. 50,000 a year or 100,000 a year. So I'll send you some info on it. And who's promoting you?
No promoter.
No.
Free agent, man. I'm telling you.
You doing all your promotion yourself?
Everything by myself, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys.
Wow. It's a lot of work.
I know.
Yeah, it is.
I've been promoting myself, matchmaking myself. You know what I mean? It's been a tough road, but things is getting better. Things is getting better right now.
Well, no doubt. I was glad to see you accurate. Being active. So I was like, good, because I was watching you. I've been following you. So I was like, I know you had one fight, and then I didn't see you anymore for a minute, and then I started seeing you working out again. I started seeing your fights. I was like, okay, all right, he's back on. So that was good because I watched that fight that you had. That was a good fight that you had with that dude, man. The one that you lost. Oh,
with the Corley.
Yeah, that dude came. He came to beat with Roberto Duran, and his record. That's why I told my son. I said, you know what? You're gonna have a target on your back. Just because they say that on paper,
that don't mean that's fight.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because I said you was whooping him. Yeah, you was handling, but that dude just would not quit. He came there just to beat you, man. And I knew you knew it because I seen the expression on your face. You was like, all right, okay.
I mean, I knew it from the beginning. Like I knew it when I signed the contract. Because the thing, what happened with that fight? Because I don't make excuses. It happened. Okay. It's what it is. But it taught me a lesson, and that was at the beginning of my career. That was my 4th fight.
Right.
I'm on my 10th fight now, but that was at the very beginning of my career. And what happened with that fight was his record is he was 1 win and 6 losses, but those 6 losses was against super middleweight fighters where he fights at.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I've seen that. Yeah.
He's a natural 168. I fight at 147. So they brought him down to 147. I don't know how he made that.
Yeah, he did the old wrestling trick like the wrestlers do.
Yeah.
Lose that weight.
He made 148. He had to go back out running and come back. You know what I'm saying? But he made it.
Right.
So when he hydrated, I don't know how he hydrated, but he was like
the Pedialyte.
You know what I'm saying? He was at like 170 something fight night.
Damn.
Yeah, he was tall and he was heavy. And then for him, it was a brawl. It
was. He fought you all. What was it? 6 rounds or 4 rounds?
It was 4 rounds.
Yeah, he fought you all 4 rounds hard, man. I was like, damn. you could tell he was determined, you know?
Yeah, he was determined to try and win that.
Right.
You know, but there it is, because it showed me who I am as a fighter, you know what I mean?
Right.
I just fought a week and a half before that.
Right.
That same platform. And then I came back a week and a half later and fought him.
Wow.
I ended up winning. I beat this undefeated kid, and then I end up fighting him. But I always tell myself, I'm like, you can't judge no fighter by their record. He could have the shittiest record. That don't mean damn.
That's like believing it's like saying there's no such thing as a easy fight. No such thing.
Oh, never.
No such thing. You know what I'm saying? That's how Don King conned Chavez. He told him, I'll give you 5 easy fights for $5 million each. And then gave him two fights and then put him up against Frankie Randall.
Yeah. Right. I don't give a damn what they tell. Oh, he's got no wins, all losses. Like, I don't give a damn what he.
I know that's right, because he's gonna be a different guy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a damn about that record. It's
no doubt.
Especially it's like they get this big boost of confidence. Like, oh shit, I'm fighting a legend's son. I gotta show wow.
Yep. That's exactly.
I'm not fighting some regular dude. I'm fighting somebody that's somebody's son.
Right, and I could walk around and say, if I get him, I could brag about bragging rights. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's what I told my son, I said, and I'll tell you the same thing. Y'all got to watch out, but y'all got to make sure y'all come correct, because these guys, they're gonna come, and that's all they want, and that's their title fight. You know what I mean? That's their title fight. You
know, my last fight in Colombia, about 2.5 weeks ago, the dude came to fight. He was he had no technique, but he was just straightforward, relentless pressure, and just swinging for the gates.
But how did you handle that?
I fought on my back foot, fighting backwards, catching him, ripping, moving, making him move, turning him. It's like that's how you got to fight those guys.
That's right.
And he was short too, so it made it a little difficult for me to go for body shots to slow him down, because he's short. So I seen the weakness because I blew his eye out. I had his eye damn near shut out, so I just kept tagging that eye. Bah, 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 bah. Right. So when the 5th round, he thought about it. He's like, well, I can't see shit out of this eye. Either I keep going one more round or he ends up knocking me out. What do I do?
Right. Well, did he quit?
He quit in the 5th. Yeah. He's like, can't see shit. I ain't gonna have him knock me out, so I give up.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's good.
Well, how tall are you? How tall are you, Roberto?
I'm 5'9".
Okay. All right. And you were down to 147?
147, man.
So what's your diet regimen like when you're preparing for a fight?
Man, I eat a lot of fish, a lot of chicken, salads, soups. I get myself on like a keto diet.
Okay.
So everything I eat, I shed completely when I go running. Anything in training, I shed all that weight right off.
Right.
That's what I'm on right now. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing the keto diet, and I'm working, and I'm in the gym lifting weights. So you still with Vinny Pazienza? Because I know at one time you was with Vinny.
Nah, me and Vinny, we went our separate ways a while ago. After that fight, actually, after that Corley fight.
Oh, after that one, okay.
Yeah, after that Corley fight, because he's the one that set it up.
Oh, okay.
And I was telling him, I'm like, yo, that's a big dude.
Right.
He's like, don't worry about it. You got him. I'm like, Vinny, that's, he's tall and he's heavy, and he faced that 158.
Right.
He's taking punches from heavier guys.
Exactly right.
He's like, about it. But that's when I figured out that not all fighters can be trainers.
Exactly. That's true. Yeah.
I learned that. I'm telling you, I learned a lot of things from that one fight, man.
That's good. Well, I could see it in your eyes. You know what I'm saying? I could see it as you was like, there's a lot of things that you just was learning and picking up and knowing what you're going to do the next time you come out. I seen that, you know what I'm saying? I seen that in your eyes, man. And I thought that was dope. You know what I'm saying? That you was able to recognize where you need what needed to be fixed and how you need to go about your own career.
Yeah, and also too about that fight in the last one that I told you, because I was back to back with those 2 fights.
Right.
I recently left the gym where I was training at, so I was out of a gym. I was out of a gym, and I was out of a trainer for those 2 fights.
Wow.
So the only thing I was doing was just strength conditioning and road work to stay fit for those fights.
Ooh, I know that had to be rough.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. What kind of strength and conditioning do you do?
I do a lot of, I do things where, to increase speed, increase power, increase stamina, throw punches in volume where I can just run around the ring, not get tired, throw punches, not get tired. So that's what I work on a lot.
Uh-huh.
The power and speed is there. It's just my energy, my stamina for me to last those rounds, moving and throwing.
Yeah, that helps you get your win, right?
Right. My main fear is gassing out, and I don't want to be gassed out in any round.
Right.
Oh, I know. Like my dad said, ain't no gas stations in the ring.
That is the truth. That is the truth, man. I mean, because when you in there slugging, fighting, because at the end of the day, you can't run all the time. You can't always fight going backwards. No. You're gonna run into certain fighters where you will get trapped against the ropes, you will get trapped on that corner, and you're just gonna have to slug it out.
You're gonna have to mix it up sometimes. That's right.
There's no such thing as just move. Yeah, you can move unto a certain point.
Right. And, that my dad's philosophy was this: if you don't get hit in the ring, then you must be running.
Yo, this is boxing. You gonna get hit.
That's right. That's right.
You got to expect to get hit, learn how to get hit, and learn how to avoid from getting hit from the mistakes you already like. Shit, I got hit this way. Let me make sure I don't do what I just did to get hit again like that.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Everything's a learning experience.
Well, what do you do for mental strength? Right now there's so much news coming out from athletes about mental health issues. How do you avoid those types of things?
And man, I just stay in the gym. I just stay focused. I know what I want in life. I know what my goal is. So I know what my motivation is. So just along with that, it keeps my mental on track. I stay focused. I know that I gotta reach a certain goal, a certain level. So that there just keeps me focused. So I don't let I know if I'm training for a fight, I don't let things that I'm going through at home, get in my mental or nothing like that.
Right.
So it's like conditioning my mind. It's like I condition my mind to think, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do. This is what I'm gonna do. Everything else, wait.
That's right.
Right.
That's just how I do. That's just how I look at it. So I handle it that way.
Well, that's the way you're supposed to handle your box. When you're in training camp, you're getting ready for a fight. That's the only thing that comes first at this moment.
Right? Yeah, completely. I was just talking to my mans that he was on the same card as me in Colombia,
right?
And he went into the fight not focused because he was thinking about other shit.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting a draw out of that fight, which he could have won. But
that's dangerous.
He went into that fight thinking about shit back home. I'm like, listen, bro, one thing with this fight game is you got to go into that ring, you and your opponent, and that's it.
Right.
That's it. Because if you go in there worrying about other stuff, it's not going to come out how you want it to come out, and shit could get ugly.
That's right.
Yep.
So what do you think about Sean Porter fight, man? I gotta ask you about that. What do you think about that?
Man, I love Sean Porter, man.
Me too, man. That's my dude, man.
he's just humble, man. He's one hell of a fighter.
Right.
I wish I had his conditioning because he can go for 12 rounds.
I know, boy. I know.
I
know. I just didn't like his father stop the fight like that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. If I was the pops, give him another round or two. Let him.
Yeah, let's see if he's gonna get beat up. Let's see if he gets beat. Let's see if Terrence Crawford can finish the job. Let's see. Give him that opportunity. This is the biggest fight of his life. He wasn't hurt. He just was frustrated because he got caught with a good shot and got knocked off his feet. Okay, get back up, shake the cobwebs. Let's see. And he just threw the towel and like, damn, I was like, yo, I was disgusted. I was really upset about that. I was like, man, I was like,
I'm like, Sean still got a whole lot of shit. Man, they had 12 rounds to go. You got dropped twice. That don't mean anything. He looked fine. He wasn't,
and he was winning on the cards. I had him ahead by 1 point on the cards, man.
Because he was being aggressive.
Yeah.
But that stoppage, that shouldn't happen. Like I said, give him another round or two to see if he can elevate from those 2 knockdowns. Otherwise, if he's still taking a beating, call it off then.
That's right. And then it was at the end, and he only had a couple of seconds to go. A minute left in that round there.
Right.
Oh man, that was ugly, man. Oh, man, I hated that for him.
I understand his pop's concern. That's my son. He's got dropped, but still. And
well, that's what my dad told me. That's what he said. I didn't want to. He said I can't work your corner because it might see to me, it might look like you're losing, but in your eyes you're winning. And I throw the towel in for something wrong. He said that's why I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, man. All right. My pop says the same thing, man. I'm like, I'm not working nobody corner, bro. I'll watch you from behind. That's why you got your own trainer for that.
That's right.
I'll give you advice. I'll give you tips, but don't ask me to climb that rope. I ain't gonna tell you what you want to get.
That's right. So adios, man.
You get punched in the face. Move your head.
That's right. That's right. Get out the way.
Simple shit, bro. It's simple shit.
Right.
Roberto, man, this has been an awesome conversation, man. We got to wrap up.
You
see that movie Bleed for This too?
I did, yeah.
That was dope. I like the beginning.
That movie was accurate compared to my pop's movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was just telling Jason about that. He said he ain't seen that, so he's got to see it. It's a beautiful movie.
Because Vinny told me that movie 1,000 times. So everywhere we go, he's telling me about that movie. I'm like, yo, Vinny, I know what's about to happen in the movie before it even happens, and I ain't even seen the movie yet. How many times Vinny tells me the same shit over and over and over? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I gotta ask you this. I gotta ask you this too, man. What do you think about movies like Rocky? I mean, do you think they're ridiculous, or do they help you as far as motivation and other things preparing for a fight?
Oh man, listen, I like the Rocky movies.
Yeah, you gotta like the Rocky.
I like them. The fighting, I've seen worse.
Right.
I've seen worse. You know what I mean? But I like because it's motivation. Just the shit that you see Rocky go through.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of fighters go through that. Like it really happens like that. You got journeymen that be a journeyman for a long time, and then out of nowhere you get that one shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And journeymen are different nowadays. You make more money as a journeyman. Like some of the guys I tell them, I said, shit, if I was fighting, I would probably like to be a journeyman because journeymen get all the breaks like Buster Douglas. And then you just gotta show up. You get your opportunity, you just gotta show up. And bam, who knows? You know what I mean? Because they make that money, man.
And if they end up winning, if they end up winning, they just went from here to here. Like, oh shit, this journeyman just beat number one dude. I'm like, all the attention is on him now.
Yep. Just like your boy Dante Wilder's brother.
Oh, his younger brother?
Yeah, he got knocked out by one of my dudes, man. He wasn't supposed to win the fight. He just knocked him out. Boom, man. I was like, holy shit, man. Knocked him out. And I talked to him. I said, hey, man. I said, you just got that knockout, man. You could, you should be jumping right now. He was like, it wasn't supposed to happen. I just threw the punch.
Yeah, for real, man.
He was so humble about it. Yeah, he was so humble about it. I was like, wow.
Remember Andy Ruiz when he fought Anthony Joshua the first time?
Yeah.
Nobody expected him to win. He was just there as a stepping stone for Joshua.
That's right. That's right.
And
Another
he ended
one.
up beating him.
Yup.
You know, anything goes in boxing, man. You just don't never know. You can't, when you go into a fight thinking you're going, this is a cakewalk, I'm going to run him over. That's the wrong confidence, number one.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you look at a fight like that, you already lost because you don't know what that man trained for. You don't know what that man's been going through. You don't know nothing.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to come prepared for anybody at any time.
That's right. That's why Sean Porter's father shouldn't have did that. Because who knows, he could have got back up and caught Crawford, and that could have been the end of the night.
Yeah.
You know?
As wild as he was swinging.
Yeah, I know.
One of them overhand rights could have landed right on the button. Bam.
Bam. End of the night, yo. Definitely.
He gets up. Crawford might have not recovered all the way.
And
got him out of there.
That's right.
You know, anything happens, man.
No doubt. So it was great to have you on the show. We want you back. And I'm going to talk to a lot of other people that got some shows, man. So look out. I want you to get some notoriety too, man. You know what I mean? So man, I'm definitely pushing you.
Man, I appreciate all that, man. Thank both of you guys for having me on the show, man. It was a pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
Meeting you, Jason, especially, you know, your father, man. He's an icon. Your pops is a legend, man. Like, and now that I got to sit here and politic with you, man, it's
yeah, I feel great, man. I was so glad to meet you too, man. It made my day, man. When I called you, when I text you, I was like, yeah, let me ask him, see if he want to do it. Because a lot of people don't answer they messages, man. But I see you was keeping it real. So I was like, let me ask him. So I wanted to ask you, and you said, yeah. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be dope, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Your father's good peoples, man. You know what I mean? I love him, man. I love him, man.
Nah, man, it's all love, man. You know, anytime you guys want me back on the show, man, I'm here.
Definitely.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely, man.
Thanks, both of you, man. Appreciate that.
What time? When you got a date on the next fight?
It's in January, early January, but it's like still early.
Right. Okay.
So all that's still being worked out. We got a lot of time still.
Is it gonna be in Vegas or where?
No, it's gonna be here in South Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll stay in touch with you, man. So that way, you know,
most definitely.
I got to talk to Camacho. I got Camacho coming on too. Camacho Jr.
That's my man's, man. That's my boy.
Yeah. Because man, Camacho was down in Powell in '95. We fight amateur. He was there with his dad, Antonio Tava. We're always down there, man. That's how it's going to be dope to talk to him again, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, definitely.
Roberto, how can people find you on social media?
You know, Robert Duran Jr. That's my Instagram. Robert Duran Jr. on Facebook. And on Twitter, I'm at Duran Jr. 88, man. So I'm all over.
All right.
No doubt.
Thanks a lot, man. We appreciate you, bro.
Of course, man. Thank you guys for having me, man.
All right.
Blessings and look, happy Thanksgiving too to both of y'all.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, man.
You too.
Take care of yourself.
Take care.
All right.
All right.
All right.